Thank you, Dr. Adams. We'll now begin a 5-minute round of questions, and I'll start. As Senator Murray mentioned the tax bill, and I'll briefly comment on that before I go to wellness. Senator Murray knows how much I respect her leadership and the work we did most recently on the Alexander Murray legislation, which has growing support on both the Democratic and Republican sides of the Senate, and I think the House, and hopefully eventually with the President. But it's in a different bill in a different committee. It's in the tax reform bill. And it cannot, the Alexander Murray proposal under the rules of the Senate cannot be made a part of the tax reform bill. It has to stand on its own. So it'll be considered separately and must be considered separately. I imagine there will be other provisions in the tax reform bill as it makes its way through the committee, the Finance Committee today, that Democratic members of the Senate don't like, and they'll have a chance to vote against those provisions. Number two, the tax reform bill is moving through committee. It's being amended this week, or amendments are being offered. It will go to the floor where there'll be an unlimited number of amendments that can be offered. Number three, it's true that if the individual mandate is repealed in 2019, the Congressional Budget Office has said that rates could go up 10% in that year, but that the markets would be stable during the decade. Congressional Budget Office has also said that, quite aside from that, if we don't pass Alexander Murray with the cost-sharing provisions, that we will have a 20% increase in rates this year, and that increase will go up to 25% in 2020. So I know there are differences of opinion about what the Finance Committee is doing. My only point is that's a different committee, a different bill, and the work we did on Alexander Murray can't be considered as a part of the tax reform bill under the rules of the Senate.
Mr. Chairman, could you just yield to a question?
Sure.
Do you agree with me that the Alexander Murray bill was not designed to deal with the disruption in the marketplace that would increase costs by 10%, as you just identified, where more people lose their coverage under the individual mandate repeal?
Well, it was designed to deal with disruption in the marketplace. The CBO found that repealing the individual mandate will not create instability in the market. It will raise rates 10%.
But our bill was never designed. We did not have hearings. We did not have input. We did not have any discussion about what the marketplace would look like if the individual mandate was repealed.
Well, no, we didn't, because the individual mandate is a tax, and that's not in our jurisdiction.
So my point is that our
It's
bill
in the
was not
Finance Committee's
designed to deal with the current provision that's being proposed.
Well, our bill is in this committee, and it's one set of issues, and if it doesn't pass, we'll have a big increase in premiums, CBO has said. The Finance Committee is working on another bill, which our bill can't be a part of under the rules of the hearing of the Senate. Dr. Adams, at our last wellness hearing, someone suggested that there might be a wellness program for the Department of Health and Human Services, since it has 80,000 employees and millions of people work across all the federal agencies. Would such a pilot program, does one exist, a wellness program now for HHS, or would it be possible to have one?
Well, I certainly appreciate that question, Chairman. And I can tell you that the Department of Health and Human Services has a number of wellness programs for their employees. We offer free gym memberships. We offer free flu shots. We have a variety of healthful food options. I go to the cafeteria, and when you're wearing the uniform and you walk in,
but I mean the kind that the Cleveland Clinic has, where it's a structured program where employees are given incentives and opportunities to have reduced some benefits for an improved lifestyle. Do you have that?
Well, I certainly think Cleveland Clinic is the ideal, and there's an opportunity for us to grow at HHS and to become even better at incentivizing healthy behavior. So the answer to your question very directly, sir, is we have a number of programs, but we could do better, and we need to look at examples such as the Cleveland Clinic and then take that to all of our corporations and businesses across the country.
Well, models and pilot programs sometimes set good examples. Bully pulpit is a good way to lead rather than mandates from Washington sometime. Another example of that is the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Improvement Act in 1987 that was created to encourage businesses, nonprofits, and others to compete for performance-based awards to improve the quality of what they were doing. I knew David Kearns very well. I recruited him to be the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Education in 1991. He was the CEO of Xerox, and Xerox is one of the companies that had gone through the Baldrige competition and won it. Companies all over America signed up for that and improved their quality without any federal orders to do it. That was the incentive, the honor of it all. I wondered if you had ever considered a Baldrige-type award for wellness for employers who want to improve the lifestyle of their employees.
Senator, I think that is a wonderful idea. The states that have been really innovative in this arena have had awards sponsored by their local chambers of commerce to recognize businesses that are not only doing on-site workplace wellness, but also reaching out into the communities. And I think the more we can highlight those programs, the more we can applaud folks for doing what we know is the right thing, the better. So I think that's a wonderful idea.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. Senator Murray.